Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Chill Fall Guys stream. And oh wow, I actually picked a good time to actually stream Fall Guys because I've been wanting to do this mode on stream for a while. Like the first time it happened last year was unfortunately when some stuff happened to me, so that's why I wasn't able to do it then. I didn't even know this was live right now, but this actually works for me. But anyways, good evening, everyone, and welcome to a Fall Guys stream instead of DNF Duel. I did think about doing DNF Duel originally, but I thought I'm more excited. I put in over 10 hours already into the second beta after putting in around 7 to 8 hours in the first beta, so I figured I've had my fill of DNF Duel for the time being. Not to mention, I sort of just wanted to chill tonight because tomorrow, I do have to wake up early tomorrow for work. Even earlier than usual because I am driving to an office tomorrow for it. It's not the new office they talked about earlier this year, I mentioned before. It's actually an old office that's probably going to get replaced at some point. But until then. And I figured between playing DNF Duel versus this to chill beforehand, I figured this would be the easier thing to chill with, so here we go. Hope everyone's had a good weekend though. I know it's been a bit since I've actually had my mic on, because I was playing DNF Duel for the past 2 days, on stream. And I did a decent amount of it off stream too. Which is why I think I've played enough DNF Duel for the time being. And I guess I could probably talk about some other things that I didn't really get to talk about because I wasn't using my mic. So, Friday was a very nice day, to be honest. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did, but I am glad I went. I did what I did on Friday. Basically, my company had a luncheon with those that are in Southern California. And in general, it was a really nice event. I got a portable charger from that, so it wasn't a complete waste already. But getting to meet as many people as I can that I've pretty much worked with since last year was really nice. In person as well. Okay, this is what I don't want to mess up on extreme mode. But anyways, the luncheon, I was essentially able to skip working that day because I spent a decent amount of time traveling up to LA with a carpool with some other people I knew, and traveling back down too. So I essentially didn't have to work at all that day, which was really nice. I mean, I could have worked, but I'm actually glad. I could have stayed at home and not go to the luncheon, but I'm actually glad I did this time around because I did. As lazy as I am, I've always want some of those people I did want to meet IRL, which I'm glad I finally was able to. And I'm gonna be meeting some more tomorrow, actually. Doesn't really matter about being first. As long as you survive, because I know people are gonna fall here. Someone's gonna fall. Like, if everyone well, not everyone can make him. Yeah, see? There's one already gone. There's two, there's three. I also got to, during the lunch, I also did get to meet one person I got to work with last year that actually moved pretty close to my area, so definitely gonna be someone I could actually hang with IRL. So that'll be nice. And I'm going to be meeting a few more people IRL as well, obviously, because of me going to the office tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow I'm only gonna meet one person, however, since some people that were thinking about going on tomorrow are probably gonna be going later this week, so yeah. Thankfully, the one person that is going tomorrow, from what she last said, is someone I've actually worked with too, so I don't really mind it personally. Anyways, I think the latest I'll go to is like sometime around 10. Most likely. I really don't plan on staying. As much as I want to stay up tonight like I usually do. Because I do have to go to work early to get to work early. I'd rather wait. Okay, there's one guy down. Okay, he griefed himself, so that's fine. Pretty good. Pretty good so far. Yep, we are good. So, I guess the only downside of going to the lunch hour is that my time card for Friday is definitely messed up. But my boss did say it's fine if they're messed up for this one Friday because the luncheon, obviously, since a good amount of us are there, since they're all on the same day, it'll make it easier for them to realize it and such. So at least it's not me. It's not just me getting like. At least I'm not the only one in that position. And at the same time, at least my boss knows what it's all about when she sees the flood of it, anyways. Ooh, finals, let's go. Oh yeah, since the extreme mode, of course, is a fan. Frickin' fans. Oh, one person died already. Crazy. Oh, two of us are dead too. Shoot, I almost fell. At least no one's trying to grief. And I don't think anyone's trying to grief. Dude, okay, I almost tripped there. We're good. Another one down? Oh, one more left. Oh shoot, I think I'm dead. Okay, I'm dead now. I messed up. Oh well, GG's. At least it was an honest game. I can't be too upset about that. On to the next one. Anyways. I'm pretty sure I talked about New Game Plus Expo on Thursday when I finished the character files on then. Pretty sure. So, no need to talk about that other than, well, obviously Issei. Cool, it's getting a PS5 port, but I couldn't care less, unfortunately, since I already have it on PS4 and I already beat it a year ago, too. So I'm good without it at this point. I guess, obviously, the one thing I can actually talk about finally, with a mic, is actually DNF Duel. Because, man, that game is so much fun. I remember being blown away by how much fun I was having with DNF Duel. With just the first beta, even though I didn't put as much time into it as I could. This time around, I definitely put in a lot more than I did last time. Probably not enough to say, like, I went super ham. But it was a blast streaming the game. And obviously, you know, I am a striker main no matter what. I did dabble a bit with Vanguard, who I do want to consider for a secondary for certain matchups. But I'm probably going to stick it out with striker for the most part. Just because character pride and such. Okay, barely made it. Dude. Oh, yo, Z playing Cosmic. Welcome to the stream. Hope your weekends have been pretty chill. I was going to do DNF Duel tonight, but I thought about it more and I figured, as much as I want to play, I think I played a lot of DNF Duel, a lot more than I thought I would already. And two, I can't stream for too late tonight, so I figured it'd be nice to just chill with something for the time being. Man, DNF Duel was a blast to stream this weekend, when I had the chance to. And if I didn't stream it, in general, it was just really great to play. And now I can actually finally talk about it since I can actually use my mic now. I hope your weekends have been good. I'm actually streaming Fall Guys. I actually picked the perfect time to stream Fall Guys because they're actually doing the extreme mode this time around, which I wanted to stream last year, but stuff kept popping up for me, so I couldn't really stream it. Thing going good? Yeah, good to hear. Yeah, extreme mode's fun. Like, sure, you have to be more careful, so if you fall off once, you're dead. But if you make it to the end, you did get 2 crowns instead of 1. Which is really nice. Yeah, I'm jealous of those that can fly over like that. Well, there's one person gone already from this race. God damn it. I should have waited. Oh well. Did taxes this weekend? Oh, rip. I did my taxes around the start of March, so I don't have to worry about that right now. Hopefully I didn't... Well, at least you got them out of the way, though. Better than waiting for everyone up. Then waiting in line on the last week of April. Oh, yeah. Didn't really get to talk about too much about what I did on Friday and yesterday because I wasn't using my mic, but Friday I had a lunch out with my company, which I wasn't planning to go initially because I didn't want to make the drive myself to LA. But then I heard some people in my area were actually doing a carpool, so I was able to join them at the last second, and yeah, I ended up going. Which is very nice. Meeting people I've been working with virtually IRL for the first time. As many of them as I could anyway, since some people from my company are from the East Coast or outside of California. But for those that work, it would have been nice to see more of them since I know some of them do live near the LA area, but it is what it is. It was still pretty nice regardless. Oh, and I also got a free portable charger as well, because they had some kind of Jeopardy like game at the start of it. And my group, two of them were with the carpool I went. We had one person who was at my company for 2 years, so the questions that they posted, he pretty much did the answer to, so we just had him answer all the questions. And yeah, it was enough to get us at least third place. And to get us those free portable chargers, though. Unfortunately, the two people I carpooled with, unfortunately, someone took their bags because it was on the table. So they don't actually have their portable chargers. But it is unfortunate. Oh no. God damn it. I put my bag under the chair. Wait, is this normal mode? I think this is normal mode, actually. Let me check again with this. I don't think that was extreme mode, because I saw some people responding. It should have been good. Oh well. More extreme. Back to the topic at hand. I think there was at least 30 to 40 of us that showed up around that number. Maybe it was a bit more. But in general, it was nice meeting them IRL and getting to interact with them as well. In person compared to through a camera in a Zoom or Teams call. Which I've just been so used to for the past year. I forgot how it felt like. Oh, this one I definitely don't want to accidentally fall off on. But I can't grief others if I feel like it. So, back to the DNF duel topic I was talking about earlier. I was already sold on it the moment I touched the first beta. After playing the second beta, I'm even more... I mean, I can't really say I'm even more sold on it, but... I pretty much am, like, very definite that I am getting that game day one. Without a doubt. God damn it. I messed up again. I need to stop choking on these shit that I normally don't fail in. On to the next one. Damn, I made it to finals for my first game on stream. And afterwards I keep getting eliminated either round 1 or round 2. This better not be a sign. Hopefully. Okay, I must have missed a few things, but... yeah, the luncheon was a nice experience for the most part. And our company is fairly big. We definitely have... I think we have around 400 people total. It might be a bit more, but... How many that lives in SoCal? It's probably not as much as... I know we're pretty spread out. Like, I know one of us lives in the Philippines, so obviously can't go, but yeah. Yeah, DNF Duel. Definitely a sick game that I definitely cannot wait for the release of when it happens. That's time to go back to DNF. If I went back to DNF and I run into a player that I want to do multiple stats with, I know I'm not going to get any sleep tonight, so... As something as it is, I'd rather not risk it. I'll be doing that when the full game releases anyways. Assuming nothing pops up like what I have to do tomorrow. Which is also why I'm streaming Fall Guys tonight instead. Oh wow, I have that one guy who walked off. Oh, we're alive. Anyway, so the reason why I do have to go to the office tomorrow is we basically have some kind of project that we do need to work on that I think it's been long overdue. Because I'm honestly surprised it's taking them this long, but someone does need to work on it, so... And I happen to live fairly close to the office that they do need some people to work at. Otherwise, I probably would be doing DNF Duel tonight. But I have a decent amount of footage already from the times I streamed the game, as well as played on other people's streams too, to find them. And not to mention, I know there's going to be a lot of other content creators that are going to have stuff on DNF Duel too. So I will say one thing about DNF Duel's netcode. So that one guy I played for 2 hours on Friday, which is still probably one of my favorite sessions in DNF Duel so far. Apparently he's supposed to be some known player in Brazil that plays Street Fighter V and probably a few other fighting games. But man, the fact that we played 2 hours straight and had a really good connection. Like, Guilty Gear Strive has great netcode with rollback. However, I'm never able to find players outside of NA. And there was one time I did find someone in South America, I think. And the connection was yikes, to say the least. I'm not sure what was different with DNF Duel. But that game's rollback, with playing that guy from Brazil, probably some of the best rollback I've played. Probably some of the best online I've played in a while for a fighting game. Which I wasn't expecting. But the connection felt really smooth. Despite rollback. Despite being that far from him. Like, there were a few times that there were some rollback frames. Some rollback frames did happen. So it wasn't always perfect, but when it worked really well. You never seen the stage before? It's one of the new games they added for this season, so that's probably why. Well, some guy's greasing people. That guy's such an asshole. I need to grief that guy. Anyway, should be finals now. Well, I did play with a friend yesterday's DNF Duel stream. I was very much streaming with a friend. He had matches with him, where he was streaming his side, so if you want to check out what he had to say, his name is SMP, so you can always check out his view. He had some funny things to say, but we're pretty chill friends otherwise. From Pokemon Unite. And in general, this beta, it was unfortunate that there was no way to directly invite people in DNF Duel, but for what it's worth, it didn't feel as hard to find people in DNF Duel compared to before. Actually, them. One person did take me around 20-ish minutes to find, I think. I don't remember the time exactly because there was a point in time I did stop trying to search for him before trying again. And that's when I found him. Everyone else, it literally took like 2 to 3 minutes to find. And we were all good, and we were good from there. Okay, got rid of the Reaper. Four more need to go. Phew. Hey, let's go. And because it was extreme mode, we got 2 crowns. Let's go. Anyways, I think this is a topic I mentioned before. After doing some Pokemon Unite tournaments, even though I didn't do as well in them, I did have fun. But the main thing for me was, it definitely reminded me of how much I miss competing, which I don't plan on competing in any Smash Online Weekly ever again, or Smash Online in general, because that game's online. I'm fine with playing it, using it to play with friends, or even grinding matchups. I don't want to spend time. I do not want to compete with that Wi-Fi though. I really don't want to anymore, especially with the better options I have. Guilty Gear Strive, I still need to enter one at some point. It's just I feel like the PC, most of the tournament players are pretty much on PC. Like, there are still tournaments on PlayStation, but I think having more to play with will be better than just play in one specific group. Which, hey, crossplay is coming to Guilty Gear Strive, so... So, at the very least, I know that's not going to be much of an issue once crossplay happens, so that way, regardless of which platforms they're on, I can at least play with everyone. Oh yeah, Z-Fly, I saw you mentioned you won the Reddit Unite Weekly as well with your team, so congrats with that, Z-Fly. Okay, we're fine. Oh. It doesn't knock you back as much anymore. Oh well. This Friday made you feel something? I figured, especially with how your team did, and I did look at the bracket too, and I saw your team did have to reset the brackets as well. So definitely good stuff there. Shame it's only best of 3 during them, but same time considering it is a MOBA. But at the same time, it is only 10 minutes each, so I'm surprised it wasn't best of 5, but it is what it is, and it is a free weekly too. And in general, at the very least, it is good practice for tournaments. Anyways, Guilty Gear Strive, I'll try to enter them when crossplay comes to the game. That's probably gonna be my main plan of when I do. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, I'm only playing that game for fun. I don't really plan on competing in that game. But I do want to try to learn it because I really liked what I played, and not to mention, I like Persona 4 too, so... I do at least want to get a hang of it, even if I don't compete in it. DNF Duel, however, I've made it pretty obvious at this point. I definitely want to go the distance with that game. I definitely want to go the distance there. And assuming it gets the same treatment as Strive with crossplay down the line, it'll make it even better. Because DNF Duel is actually pretty much looking to be my favorite fighting game that I've ever played at this point. I guess what surprises me the most about DNF Duel is also the fact that, well, one being an anime fighter based on that, I really had no idea. I never heard of Dungeon Fighter Online until they brought back that trailer that they showed in 2020, which I didn't even know was shown then. But once I saw the trailer, like, as I said before, my impressions of that game went from, this game looks very cool. God damn it, freaking Reaper. I knew it was coming, but I still tried going anyways. Anyways, as I was saying before, I had no idea what Dungeon Fighter was until I saw a video of it, and I did try to play Dungeon Fighter Online a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, apparently launching it through Steam causes issues, which I'm like, man, I downloaded the client, but I still need to install stuff still, but I'll download it eventually. It is what it is with Fall Guys and griefing, which I have griefed people myself, so I can't really say much there. Anyways, you're gonna get it when it comes to PC? For sure. Like, I love Guilty Gear Strive for what it was, and it's actually a reason why I'm pretty much more interested in anime fighters, even though I don't really play... Before, I never really played them. But DNF Duel... I've definitely heard people say it feels like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus and Guilty Gear Strive together in one. Which I definitely... From what I played of Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, I definitely feel it because it does have simple inputs with doing motion instead of doing motions for specials. However, the benefit for doing motions versus easy inputs, I don't think it makes that huge of a difference personally. Like, the difference is there, which is basically when you do the motion input, your MP regen starts immediately rather than having to wait. Having a short cooldown to wait until the MP regen starts. But in regards to everything else, like the damage, that's still the same. And it doesn't take away from the ability that if you're using characters that can cancel special moves into special moves, you can still do that. even with the easy inputs. It's just your MP regen takes a little longer. And then there are still some cases where you're definitely better off using the simpler inputs. Like for wake up reversals. You definitely you can do the motion inputs, but honestly, you're probably better off just doing the simple inputs because it's legit the easiest way to do it, and if it's just as a defensive tool or a get off me slash anti-air tool, it's like why go through the effort to do the DP motion outside of being used to it, and say you really do want your MP regen to start as soon as possible. I personally use easy input for the DP, but other stuff, quarter circle forward and backwards, I pretty much only use that when I'm doing combos. But even then, there's still some cases let's say I know I can kill an enemy and I have max MP. I'm probably just going to use the simple inputs because if I'm going for the kill, I'd rather not mess it up, but let's say if I'm trying to create mix-ups and such, I'll do the easy inputs just so I can have my MP regenerate as soon as possible. Okay, I messed up there. God damn it. But at the end of the day, DNF Duel, I just had so much fun with that game, which, as much as I love Strive, there's just something about DNF Duel that really just got me into the game more than just from trying it and looking at it the first time compared to Guilty Gear Strive, which did take me a bit before I actually got into it. But hey, I love both games, and those are the two I definitely see myself playing for the foreseeable future. Street Fighter 6, it really depends on how it ends up, because I enjoyed Street Fighter 5 when I did play it. However, I think I dropped it around Season 6 when they released the final DLC characters for the game. I didn't think there was anything wrong with Street Fighter around the time. In fact, it's definitely in a much better state than it was before. Unfortunately, the online still leaves a lot to be desired for. And I guess I was also behind on the game because of stuff like V-Shift, new V skills, and probably other changes I wasn't as familiar with. I still enjoy watching the game for what it is. Though, I did see the changes for the March update for Street Fighter 5, and damn. From what I've seen, it definitely looks like they're trying to turn it into an anime fighter, to a degree. Even though it isn't exactly anime... Well, obviously Street Fighter isn't an anime fighter. But some changes definitely makes it look like it's gonna feel like one. Wow. I was just off on that one. By the way, I'm going to check out Street Fighter 6. We're getting more news about it later this summer. I'm assuming it's going to release sometime next year because this year's Street Fighter 5 Pro Tour is most likely going to be its last Pro Tour, with the March update and all. Unlucky. It happens. Oh, and Project L, obviously, that's a game I'm looking forward to, but it's gonna be a bit before we're supposed to get 2 updates on that game late in the second half of this year. I'll be surprised if we don't get an update at EVO, but I'm definitely looking forward to that game. Even though I'm not, well, I don't play League of Legends, obviously. I did watch Arcane, which was a really dope show. That makes me interested in League of Legends, so I'm not gonna play it, obviously. As long as I do, if I want to play MOBA, I can just play Pokemon Unite. Okay, gotta be careful here. Come on, guys, you just have to move. I know it's not getting the Project L release date. Honestly, next year is probably the earliest we can get it, but assuming they're gonna put it into full time to get to it, we're probably gonna be waiting until past 2023, which I wouldn't mind at this point since, I mean, obviously we've got Guilty Gear Strive that's doing pretty hot. DNF Duel, which is gonna be the one I'm looking forward to the most this year. And everything else after, we'll see. Anyways, what's Unite my first MOBA? It's the first MOBA I got into. I have tried League of Legends a few times, but I just couldn't get into it back then. Maybe I could get into it now, but compared to Pokemon Unite, even though League has a bit more to the game, I do appreciate Unite having 10-minute matches and being simpler to manage. Well, it takes too long. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, sure, League has more depth to the side game from what I've seen, but I can deal without those long match times. No offense to those that do play League, though. That's just how I feel personally. And why I never really got into it. Oh no. Okay, made it. Oh, there's a trampoline there? Damn, I should've just taken that. Oh well. I gotta do this first. Okay, we good. Either way, Project L is definitely... Oh yeah, and I guess I can also talk about... I've never really been into tag fighters either. Only because playing multiple characters for a comp, it's just never clicked for me personally, which I'll admit, I'm not really good at managing those kinds of things. But at least with Project L, and honestly, in regards to those fighting games for tag fighters, I think the most fun I've had playing them were actually the 2v2 ones, like I guess technically Tekken Tag Tournament obviously is one. I never really tried learning it though, obviously, because I never owned the system to play it. I just played it at a friend's place. Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I did try it, but that never really got my attention because I preferred Street Fighter 4 back then. But there was one game that I really enjoyed that was a 2v2 game, and that was actually Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Which, real shame that game isn't available at this point because even though I didn't know most of the characters from that game, or half of the characters per se, I really liked how it played. I guess another thing with Tekken was also, I love watching it. I'm not as into 3D fighters personally though. No offense to those that do play them. They just never clicked for me as well as they did, as they could have. I do love watching it, especially Tekken 7. Oh, come on. I've seen some stuff in Tekken Tag Tournament, which it does look cool. I wasn't as into watching Tekken then. Which, honestly, I'm not even sure what clicked with Tekken 7. I guess it was... Maybe the guest characters that they showed randomly. They showed that ended up being part of the game that got my interest. And then once I don't think I even understand Tekken to that degree, but it is really fun to watch, with Tekken 7 at least. Yeah, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom though, that was the one tag fighter that I did try to learn, though obviously I never really learned it. But it was a really fun game, honestly. Which is one I wish I could go back to try to learn, but... oh well. Which... also leads to another fun fact, so... I know a lot of people talk about Arc System Works being the one that's working on DNF Duel. Which, I thought that was the same case too. Until I actually realized, it's actually more than just Arc System Works. Like, and that's not to say they're not. Arc System Works isn't doing a lot for the game, but I didn't realize that the people that made Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was working on said game. Dude, what is your problem? Yeah, the same team behind Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, or Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in general, is working on DNF Duel, which is why some of the Kusoge elements you might have seen me play in DNF Duel with like OTGs. What else? OTGs. OTG's long combos and the crazy things he can do. Yeah, aiding. That's I think most of the gameplay development is actually from aiding, to my knowledge. As well as the general looseness of DNF Duel, which leads to a lot of creativity of how to play the game, no matter who you use. Even though some might be limited, but in general, the creativity in DNF Duel, it definitely feels more like an aiding thing rather than Arc System Works thing. Even though Arc System Works has made some auto combos for some games, or some Gatlings to make it easier to chain into stuff. And I assume Arc System Works is the reason why. But yeah, even though like gameplay wise, aiding is working on it, Arc System Works is definitely has some inspiration on it. Like obviously the art design definitely makes me think of Arc System Works personally. And not to mention the rollback netcode, which I'm not sure what Arc System Works did with Guilty Gear Strive to get rollback to work for that game, but they did a great job there. And DNF Duel, in my opinion, the rollback actually somehow feels better in DNF Duel than Guilty Gear Strive. Somehow. I don't know what they did, but that's just how it felt when I was playing DNF Duel. As I mentioned, well, I'm not sure if there were two players on Friday I played with. One of them might have mentioned he's from Japan through one of the tags. I'm not sure if it was true or not though, I can't verify. I'm only just going by that. But that one player I played with for 2 hours, I actually found him on Twitter after that stream. And I did message him about it. I don't think he saw my message, but we did follow each other on Twitter though. And he was from Brazil, so. And there may have been a few rollback frames that happened during our match, but for the most part, the game just felt like playing offline, despite being online. I almost messed up there. How's the button layout? Honestly, the button layout, I use the fight stick. I generally just use a fight stick for my games just because I'm so used to using a fight stick. But with fighting games nowadays, they definitely have been gearing towards making it pad friendly to where you can legit use any controller. Just depends on what you're comfortable with. On my fight stick, I did have to rearrange some buttons just to feel more comfortable with the layout. But I think you could just stick with default and be fine in DNF Duel. One thing that might feel weird if you're not used to it already is pretty much having a guard button in DNF Duel, which I know the one game that, well, obviously we played Smash, we have a shield button. But even though that is a platform fighter, so different case for the most part. Mortal Kombat I know has a block button. And some 3D fighters like Virtua Fighter and Dead or Alive actually have a block button though. Granblue Fantasy is Granblue Fantasy Versus is actually one anime fighter I know that has a block button. Which I'm still getting used to in DNF Duel to an extent. I am using it more than I did in the first beta. But it's definitely a personal preference thing, but at the same time, just being able to use the block button to avoid cross-ups is actually really nice. Damn, how do you live? Oh well, we both won. Oh yeah, Soul Calibur too. Soul Calibur, I forgot that game has a block, needed a block, only has a block button too. Anyways, it's pretty much a 6 or technically a 5 button layout for attacking. You have an A, B attack, but there are 2 different attack buttons. I'm not even sure what they mean. They're just called A and B. You have an S button, which you can consider that your C button. And then you have an MS button, which is your magic skills, where you're using your magic meter for special moves, which you can consider your D. And then you have the guard button where you can, oh yeah, and there's also a roll mechanic in DNF Duel that's universal for everyone. So push forward and press the guard button at the same time, you get a roll. So you sort of need to use the guard button at least for that. Which can help with approaching sometimes. Not all the time, but it's an option. And then you have technically your 5th attack button, but it's one you don't really have to care about unless you're comboing into it. It's your awakening button, which once your health reaches 30%, once you lose 70% of your health, I think, you'll see your health meter glow red, and that's when you're in an awakening state. And that pretty much just, it gives you access to a passive buff that's different for everyone. Some might be similar to each other, but they all have a unique name for it, so it's not like everyone has the same set of awakenings depending on what kind of character they are. But aside from that, you also get access to your awakening move, which is pretty much your super move. A 1-button super. And another thing, in case you're wondering, don't worry if you're thinking about it with DNF Duel, but if you think 1-button supers, you think normally with supers, you'll definitely see people that wake up with it, and they're usually invincible. DNF Duel, there's a reason why most of us, nobody wakes up with it. Pretty much, there's no invincibility on it whatsoever. So, let's say you're about to hit the opponent while they're waking up, and they press the super button. You're gonna beat them out 100% of the time. Like, unless you miss space it. Which can happen, but I guess I could say 99% of the time. The wake up super is gonna get beaten out. Wait, and also you don't even need to use a wake up super because I know most of the cast pretty much has an invincible wake up move, whether it's a dragon punch or some kind of move that has them become invincible while doing it. And it's really easy to do. Like, you could just mash down MS to get it. Apparently Ghostblade doesn't have one, but he's definitely an interesting character, being a puppet character, so If you play really well with him, you're probably gonna win, but if you're on the defense, good luck. But generally in DNF Duel, you'll be using 6 buttons for the whole match. Hey yo Phil, welcome to the stream. Just doing some solos at the moment, but if you want to join, I'm down to join after this game. I'm down to open it up after. So yeah, just to talk about stuff that, aside from playing Fall Guys, and playing it through the extreme mode, let's talk about stuff that I haven't really gotten the chance to talk about. No worries. And I'm just trying to chill tonight anyways. Because basically I was planning to do DNF Duel initially, but I thought about more and decided I played a good amount of DNF Duel already, and tomorrow I do have to wake up early to go somewhere, which is why I don't want to stream for too long tonight. And I feel if I stream DNF Duel and find a player I just really enjoy doing games with like I did on Friday, I'm not gonna get enough sleep. Hence why I thought I'll do Fall Guys for now. For tonight. I played some DNF Duel earlier today too on my own, so I got my fill today at least. You're just getting the free PS Plus games in March. I remember Ghost Runner was one of the free PS Plus games, and technically Ghost of Tsushima Legends, but I'm sorry, whatever about it. Personally, I already have Ghost of Tsushima, so I already got that for free. I don't remember what the other 2 games were though. But hey, regardless of what they are free games for having PS Plus. So, at the very least, it doesn't hurt to add them to your account. And same for the rest of the games coming out. That's gonna be free on PS Plus. Starting in April. Wow, that bitch. Dude, guys. Legends is just a multiplayer mode for Ghost of Tsushima. That's all it is. But I assume you wouldn't care too much about. Oh, I'm taking this. Hey, there we go. Ark Evolve and Sonic Racer. Okay, those 2 games. Anyway, Legends is pretty much like, you know about those raids you do in other multiplayer games? FF14, Destiny, technically Avengers. It's pretty much just that with Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. That's all it is, which I have yet to touch it, but I don't really care too much about it personally. If you ever do play FF15 again, you will play. Because you... And I don't think... Is there any DLC that the Royal version includes that you don't have? Because I know you already have all the episodes. So I'm not sure if it really matters if you get the well, you get the Royal version for free at least through the PS Plus collection. So, oh, Endgame's a bit different. Okay, enough reason to replay it then, if you ever feel like it. And not to mention playing it through PS5, so you get that consistent 60 FPS too that you don't get on PS4, which I don't even remember how. I know the PS4 version of FF15 ran fine. The PS4 Pro I heard had issues keeping it at a stable 60, so you have that too at least. And again, getting it for free on the PS Plus collection. I added all the games, but I mean most of them I already had ahead of time, like God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Last of Us 1, Infamous Second Son, and a lot of others I already have. Which, I ain't complaining. Since I had them all prior to getting the PS5. Hey, there we go. Mary Jane is like, should you just add? I mean, the thing is, you can just add them if you want to for the games you care about, or at least games you don't have. Like P5, I mean, you have both the original and Royal, so I don't think that really matters to you. And I think I'm not too sure about this. I think the main reason why they're going away, that they could go away, is because you remember those subscriptions. Oh, you can't get it? Oh, okay. But I mean, you already have Royal, so there's like no reason to really get P5, but if you feel like it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I think the only reason why some PS Plus collection game, why it's probably going to happen is because of the new subscription service they're doing with PS Plus. Like, we're gonna have the essential PS Plus here, which is pretty much what we normally have. I feel like it's probably going to go away. Oh wait, you got the game digitally? P5? Oh, so then, there's no reason for you to get it on PS Plus then. I always thought you had it physically, but yeah, if you already own the game digitally, then you don't even need to buy it again. There's no reason to, since you already own the game at that point. Oh shoot. Okay, that was unfortunate there. Okay, fair enough. I do remember you mentioned you got it to celebrate finishing a semester in school. I just didn't know you got it digitally, but that's it. Hey, that's alright. Yeah, you're fine already there, since you already owned the game yourself. Like, owning it through PS Plus website would have been nice, but since you already played it there, like, you already own it. Yeah, P5R, I know you got physical when you posted the pictures of it. I do remember that. You should play Psychopaths at some point. Whenever you feel like it. Whenever you feel like it. So, but yeah, back to the part with games disappearing for the PS Plus collection. I have a feeling Persona 5, the original game, might be added to the Persona 5 extra tier. Because I know the extra tier gives access to 400 plus PS4/PS5 games in that area. So while we still get the free PS Plus games every month, if you have extra, you're gonna have access to a very big library of PlayStation games. I feel like they're gonna put P5 there if they're removing it from the PS Plus collection. Hey, like, honestly, it really depends on what the library has at the end of the day. Like, yeah, it sounds really nice, though. I mean, like, not as nice as something like the Game Pass, but it's probably the best thing we're gonna get for a good while, unless they do more with it. I want to take the safe way. And then another thing was, even though like I could see myself paying for extra. However, if I do add just $20 more to it, I could just get the premium, which on one hand I wouldn't mind having access to a library of PSP and PS2 games that I can probably play. Since there are probably stuff I never got to play that I would like to at some point. My only issue... Same for you? Yeah, for sure, Cosmic. Like, my only criticism of PS Plus Premium right now is that the PS3 games are only through cloud streaming. Or cloud gaming. That's my only issue of it. Because there's also a good amount of PS3 games I actually really do want to play. That I wouldn't mind streaming either, but if it's only available through the cloud, and I'm sort of on that. At the end of the day, I do need to see their library first before deciding, which they'll definitely reveal at some point because I'm already stacked on PS Plus till the end of 2024. So now I just need to know what's in that library before I actually commit to it. But at the very least, I'm pretty much good with what I have at the moment because I am stacked on PS Plus for the time being. Which makes me wonder how it's gonna be like getting it through CD keys and other stuff, but I'm assuming it's gonna stay the same for at least essentials. Everything else after, we'll see. Okay, that's fine. Cool. On the plus side, I'll have at least SpongeBob Battle Bikini Bottom to stream at some point, since that's gonna be one of the free PS Plus games next month, aka starting this week. And eventually I do want to get to Ghost Runner too, because that game looks cool too. Did I ever play the original? I might have played I think I played a demo of it at those demo stations and at retail stores like Target and Walmart. I might have tried it in one of those. but I never bought the game at the time. And I won't lie, there was during the last holiday sale on PSN, I was actually tempted to buy it. I was actually going to buy it, but then part of me held off thinking, I have a feeling this could be a free PS Plus game at some point. And I ended up waiting for it, and here we are. It's gonna be a free PS Plus game for me, so good thing I didn't buy it, personally. And that was my reaction to when I saw Persona 5. Wow. I actually got grief there. Of all the places. So you want to play games on your GameCube? I've heard a lot of good things about it. And we're talking about SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Cosmic. The rehydrated edition. Rehydrated/remastered edition. I've seen some friends play it, and it just looked fun though. Definitely gonna be a game I'd be playing in between big games. Or whenever I feel like it. But it'll be some nice variety alongside my JRPGs and typical competitive games too. Yeah, Ghost Runner and SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Those were two games I was considering buying during the sale at one point, but since they are free on PS Plus, I'm gonna take advantage of that, to say the least. I will admit though, of all the games to come to PS Plus, I was surprised to see Persona 5 Strikers on it for the start of this year. I personally wasn't expecting that. Being Persona and all, like, sure it's a Muso game overall, despite having the Persona stuff you know from Persona. I was just really surprised to see it as a free PS Plus game, which I'm not going to be playing anytime soon, nor am I really interested in it, but hey, if you offer it to me for free, I'll gladly take it. Anyway, what else is there? There's a few more things I wanted to talk about as well that I never really got to because of not having the mic. And what else? I've definitely said my piece about DNF Duel. What else do I want to talk about tonight? Because I know there's a lot of things I actually wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, anime-wise. I did finish the Scarlet Nexus anime last night, after streaming DNF Duel. And I will say, the Scarlet Nexus anime doesn't do Scarlet Nexus justice. Like, I think it's an okay watch, but it's definitely what you want to watch after playing the game. It's not something you'd want to watch on its own, in my opinion. And I waited for the English dub to be available to, all the episodes to be in English dub as well, before watching it. Which, overall, I enjoyed it for what it was. But it's definitely what you obviously do want to play the game for, instead of watching it. Guys following. Yep, guys following. And what's up, Wilts? Welcome to the stream. How's your weekend been, well? At the end of the day, it is what it is. I do like how they threw in Dream and Drive for the final episode. Not all of it, but a decent bit of it, so that was cool to see. And then, obviously, fight scenes. Some of them in Scarlet Nexus were fine. None of none of it ever really got to the level of standing out, unfortunately. So I barely cared about it too much personally there. And then, and then character development. Obviously, that really wasn't there. AKA the bonding events you could do with the characters in the game. That was pretty much non-existent, unfortunately, but not much you can do there. Some people almost briefed me. Okay. Why did I should have taken the fan in the center. I completely forgot I usually did it that way. What else can I talk about? But yeah, in general, just a lot of stuff that would feel epic in Scarlet Nexus. When you put them in the anime, a lot of them just felt like it was just there to be there, unfortunately. But nothing much you can do when you base an anime off a video game. But speaking of anime, I did see Prince of Tennis did actually get moved to Crunchyroll, and it got a new dub for most of the episodes that didn't air here, back when it was airing on Toonami, so that's actually going to be another anime I'm probably going to be watching the dub for, since I definitely grew up with Prince of Tennis knowing the dub compared to the sub. Which, even if the sub is better, I am very nostalgic for Prince of Tennis's dub. So, I'm probably gonna go for that. I'm still waiting for Crunchyroll to have the rest of the episodes for just regular Prince of Tennis to be dubbed, but definitely one I'm looking forward to start on when I get the chance to actually catch up to one of the shows that I've watched as a child but never finished. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Attack on Titan today. Obviously, we got the final episode for part 2. But then once no spoilers. I'm not gonna say any spoilers about what happened in the final episode of part 2. But at the end of the episode, they did drop part 3, with part 3 is coming, which will actually be the final part of Attack on Titan. And I know some people were anticipating it would be a movie, which I thought that was going to be the route they were going to go for, but it ended up not being a movie. Which, I don't mind having another season for Attack on Titan. However, I do wish when they announced it back in 2019 that I wish it wasn't called the final season. Well, how many parts they had to do for Attack on Titan final season at this point. But it is what it is at this point, so I know manga-wise, there's pretty much only 9 chapters left of it, which I could read. At the same time, I've waited this long for Attack on Titan. I'm still waiting for Haikyuu, by the way. I mean, maybe if I'm ever bored or actually am in the mood to read the manga, I'll read it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna wait for the anime. But hey, if there's people that really want to see what happens, I wouldn't blame them at all. Yo, fuck you. Don't make me grief you, bitch. Oh well. Something to look forward to 2020. Another thing to look forward to 2023. Alongside everything else I actually want in 2023, so overall works for me. Plus side though, Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2, this Wednesday. I cannot wait for that. So hyped for it? Same. That was an anime I actually did a rewatch a few weeks ago, just to stay fresh and remember what did happen going to season 2. Which I have said it to a few people, but I still really love Shield Hero season 1. I will say, man, I forgot how much of a drag the first episode was during the first half. Which, I mean, it was an hour-long episode, so that's one thing. And then they did have to build up to... They did have to build up to what would be his fall, obviously, to give him a reason to rise up. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I just forgot how much... It was a lot slower than what I remembered it to be. With how it put him in that position. But at the end of the day... Not this time, game. At the end of the day... It's still a great anime in my opinion. And definitely one of my favorites near the end of last decade. That I did watch. And that was actually the first manga that I actually did start reading. Just because I couldn't wait to see what else happened in Shield Hero. Really is. I used to read this. So I know what's going to happen in season 2 for the most part. I do know what's going to happen there with the Spirit Turtle part. I know most of it. It's like, I assume you read the stuff after the Spirit Turtle. AK when stuff happens and some unusual stuff happens. Oh, the light novel. I haven't read the light novel. I was going to read it at one point, but I ended up never reading it. Oh, you don't know what happens after? Okay, good thing I didn't say anything else then about the Spirit Turtle. Again, I know a decent amount that happens. I know a bit that happens after the Spirit Turtle arc. But even then, I don't know if that part's... I'm assuming that part's not going to be part of Season 2. There is a light novel and a manga for it, though. It has both, though. But I've only read the manga at this point. Which, I'm not sure how far the anime Season 2 is going to go. But there's a... Man, fuck whoever keeps trying to grief me. I think grief himself. But just for the Spirit Turtle arc itself, what I can say is things are going to be great, to say the least. I definitely can't wait to... I've been waiting for the day for it all to be animated. And it's crazy to know we're only a few days away from seeing it. Phew, I somehow made it. But there's both a light novel and a manga for it. I read the manga initially, and then I learned there was a light novel, but I was pretty deep into the manga for where it was at the time. So I ended up thinking of that. But at some point, maybe I will read the light novel because there are some, even though the events are the same, Naofumi is depicted very differently between the two. Between the manga and the light novel. And the anime. Generally with the light novel and manga, Naofumi is a lot more cold-blooded in comparison to how you see it in the anime, which I actually prefer the way he's portrayed in the anime. But I won't lie, if they portrayed the anime the same way as he was in the manga, it would have been hilarious already from that alone. But I like what they're doing with the anime though. By the way, are you still... You wouldn't mind hearing about it though, would you, Cosmic? It's gonna be during the part where the royal execution was about to happen. That's the main difference I remember between the manga and anime. Unless you want to look at it on your own, then feel free to, but... Because, essentially the same thing still happens with the king being renamed to Trash and Malty/Mine being renamed to Bitch and Slut. Actually thinking about it, maybe the slut part may be a bit different. Oh shit, now it's RNG. Which one falls? Okay, we're good. God damn it. Whoever grabs me, fuck you. It was this guy, I know it. Okay, grief himself. it happened. Oh yeah, well, anyways, let's see here, Cosmic. You wouldn't mind me telling you how they portrayed Naofumi differently from the manga, would you? Unless you want to look it up yourself, but that's perfectly fine because it's very different from the manga, from that part alone. I will admit, again, if they showed it in the anime how it was in the manga, I would have been laughing even harder when it would have been even funnier to see it all happen. But basically, here's... Oh, don't worry, it's just about season 1. It's stuff you already know about when the king and princess were renamed Trash and Bitch. It's just that area. It's just portrayed differently. I'm just talking about how it's portrayed differently. But basically, so they did the trial, obviously, and it shows and we do learn the truth. That part's still the same. The difference, however, is actually the queen actually wanted to kill them. The queen actually wanted the king and mine. She actually wanted them dead. And Naofumi, when the queen asked Naofumi if he wanted them dead or not, Naofumi was like, "Hell yeah, I want payback. These two deserve to die." He actually wanted them dead. So, obviously, the queen is a lot more merciless compared to how the anime portrayed, where she was willing to sacrifice herself. And Naofumi wanted to be petty and see them dead for all they've done. Which, that would have been so much. That would have been funny to see in the anime in that moment. But and I don't even mind how they did it in the anime with being a little more kid-friendly, because that's generally a method I'm sort of used to seeing, and how I also somewhat prefer it. But that's pretty much how it went. The only reason why they didn't go through with it was because the king is known to be some kind of hero for the kingdom that they serve. He is known, so as much as the queen and Naofumi wanted to kill both mine and the king, the issue back then would have been either in political reasons. If other countries, when other countries see it, they would have viewed the kingdom they were in as a weak country, a weak kingdom per se. Which they did need that. They would need that pressure to make sure other kingdoms wouldn't try to invade them suddenly. That's the whole reason why. I can't remember why mine was spared specifically, but I remember the king specifically was spared for that reason alone. But there was no execution in the manga. They were just renamed it that way. And mine was pretty much scared of the queen for life, while the king had to look at mine before realizing he was at the mercy of the queen too. And yo, Resta, welcome to the stream. Hope your weekend's been well. Well, I did see on Twitter how that thing you tried doing yesterday ended up not working out. But hope things have been better since then. Anyways, that's just one example regarding the different portrayal between Naofumi in the manga versus the anime. she's ghosting you. Unfortunate there, but life goes on at that point. You'll find, you just have to keep looking. Someone will eventually come. Hopefully. Life's unpredictable, so who knows what'll happen. Interesting differences? Yeah. Like, on one hand, honestly, if they showed Naofumi being really, really petty and mean, that would have been really funny, but... And there's a few more instances in the anime, in the manga that... I know they're definitely going to be altered for the anime. Once we hit when we're in season 2 anyways. But I can't wait to see it anyways. Because obviously Shield Hero. But regardless of the difference they make in Shield Hero for Season 2, for everything in general, I'm looking forward to Shield Heroes, the Shield Hero anime, no matter what, because it's still one of my favorites animes that I have watched before the end of last decade. And the differences alone aren't going to make me suddenly not want to watch it. But it does make me wonder how they do stuff going forward anyways with the Shield Hero anime, since they did already confirm a season 3 is happening. But either way, cannot wait. Ooh, Slime Climb again. Oh shoot. Not this one again. A. Anyways, I think regardless of how good... Okay, actually I'll do a few more games, just so I at least reach the 2-hour mark for streaming. Oh yeah, and I know I've said this a lot of times already regarding streaming tomorrow, but because I'm streaming tonight, and this is pretty much why I'm streaming tonight, I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow because I am going to the office to get some work done. Which, it's not the furthest for me to drive, but I'm probably going to be tired once I get home, so I'd rather play it safe and not stream tomorrow. And if anything, I'll be back Wednesday streaming. And that's when I'm going to be playing Chrono Cross on stream. So, that actually works out for me. Yeah, anyways, Rasta. Hope things get better for you soon, though. Like, I'm not the best for advice regarding the matter, but life goes on, so just gotta keep going regardless. Hope things get better, even so. I will admit, makes me a little nervous for tomorrow too, because I am going to be meeting some people tomorrow at my job. Can't wait for Wabu for Unite. Heh, good one. And yo, Sid, long time no see. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the 17 months. Honestly, Wobbuffet and Unite, it's been more of a rumor so far rather than official confirmation, but there's nothing that says he can't be in it. Oh yeah, and so in case you're not one, I'm not sure if you saw, but we did get new emotes for this stream. I'll post them after this game. But hope you can see the new emotes I've got done, and hopefully you enjoy them as well. Pretty much done by the same friend that did your sub badges. Just give me 1 second. And anyway, hope your weekend's been well, Sid. As well as life in general. Pretty much had a pretty nice weekend. Had a luncheon with my company on Friday. And I got to meet a lot of people I've pretty much been working with virtually IRL for the first time. It was really nice. And then I had DNF Duel to play over the weekend, since they had a second open beta, which I've already been sold on the game since the first day I played the first beta, but playing the second beta just reminds me, I definitely cannot wait for that game. And I'm looking forward to what else it has going for it once the game comes out. Maybe I made a mistake going here. Oh yeah, I definitely made a mistake going here. Oh well. Oh well. Yep, got a lot of nice emotes. Oh yeah, and says you should have access to these anime emotes too. Like, these aren't, like, originally animated emotes. This is the easy anime emote feature on Twitch. But hope you enjoyed those as well. Yeah, a lot of them are pretty much... all of them are pretty much from games I've streamed at this point. Like my sad emotes. That's actually from DNF Duel, a game I'm looking forward to this year. Kudos from Tales of Arise, the first game I streamed this year. My Pog and Sleep emote, both from Scarlet Nexus. A JRPG I actually really enjoyed last year. And then my Trails of Cold Steel emotes as well. Oh, and then Fall Guys Lurk. My I emotes. And in case you're wondering who the wolf is, it's Giovanna's wolf from Guilty Gear Strive. Oh yeah, some nice emotes. Yeah, I'm actually really glad. I never thought I would have this many slots for emotes, but damn, I think it was worth putting in the time to think about these emotes, and having a really good friend too to help work on it too. Or I wouldn't have them at all in the first place. You love it? Glad to hear. Like, I still remember the days when I would only have one emote, which was my Hayo emote. And obviously with September last year, that's when I actually made the push to get all my emote slots, which thankfully worked out. I don't think I'm going to do anything like that again for this year, but that can always change. I just wanted to try it last year because I was at... Oh, actually, that's not the OG emote said. This was actually the OG emote, but I made it a follower emote. Yeah, that one. Like, originally, when I got my 5 emote slots, I did actually make it so it was gonna be... It was gonna be these emotes. But with my gun emote in tier 2, because that's all I had at the time. But then I got follower emotes, which is why I made my Hayo emotes a follower one, as well as my gun one. But then once they announced affiliates would get 4 more additional slots in their tier 1 sub-emote slots, on top of the follower emotes we also got access to 5 anime emote slots, which I definitely took advantage of. I wanted to take advantage of as soon as I can. Speedrun lines. I know some stuff. There's probably even better ones, but that's the one I can do. From what I played. I'm fast. I've played through this. I've played on this stage a couple times, so I can figure stuff out. Wow. You just had to jump on the trampoline. You would have made it, but oh well. Time to get bodied. Facts. Oh well. Moving on. Anyways. I love to play a game of Val, but you may shower soon. And no worries. I'm probably gonna end soon, honestly, since I've already been live for 2 hours at this point. And as I mentioned earlier, I can't really stay up too late tonight because I do have to wake up early tomorrow to get to an office tomorrow for my job. Oh, we'll see. It's for the record, it's not the new offices they were planning for my job. It's some old offices at the moment. Yeah, they just need some help with some project, to my knowledge. Will work be hybrid after? It probably will be hybrid, but we still have to wait because the new offices won't be done till September, so it'll be a while, if anything. Anyways. Oh yeah, and then Unite is on mobile, as Phil said. You can probably do BlueStacks. You can do so. However, you're gonna lose some, to my knowledge, I think you do lose some features for doing this that way. If I remember correctly. I mean, you can still play it. I'm pretty sure it'll work fine, but there's just some features that you probably won't have access to from what I heard. I don't know myself. I've just heard it from others, but it is possible to BlueStack it. That's how some people have been data mining the game, after all. And so, I mean, here's the thing, like, I've played it a few times on mobile. For the record, the game definitely runs better on mobile, in my opinion, performance-wise. However, I am really used to using a controller on Switch. I'm not as used to using the touchpad stuff, but I can see advantages of that. I use a pad controller personally for Unite on Switch. Joy-Cons work, but I haven't really used my Joy-Cons forever, and I just felt like using a regular controller. I wish I could use my GameCube controller, but obviously we would be losing some buttons for that game, for doing it that way. Maybe we had to pan the controller, which I wouldn't have gotten anyways, but that could have been an option. I almost fell off again. He can give me some coaching training. You may try Unite. You'll want to ask Z-Fly for that, Sid. You'll want to ask him for that. He's the pro between all of us. You didn't miss Heroes of the Storm? I've never played it, but I did look up stuff about it. It did look cool for what it is, but that was during the time I wasn't really into MOBA, so never tried it. Yeah, we're going to Unite. Z-Play is definitely the one you want to ask for advice and such. Like, I know how to play to a degree, but even then, some of the stuff I do, probably, even though I do what I can to try to stay updated in the current meta, there's still some things I don't keep up. I'm definitely on the slower end of making adjustments to the current meta compared to others. Like for a good while, just one example, I didn't use close combat until I realized how strong it was. It got nerfed recently, which is why a lot of people dropped it, but I still like it for what it is. But I don't blame people for switching off it. And there are times I still think about switching to Bone Rush again, but we'll see. Oh yeah, and Zplay also streams the game every Tuesday, usually every week too, so if you can ever stop by his streams then. God damn it, that other guy. It just interferes with me. That was my fault there. I should have waited. Honestly, I don't really play Unite as much nowadays. I'm about to get my login to complete the Battle Pass for this season though, so I'll buy that. But otherwise, once DNF Duel releases, like, I don't think it's too hard to really get to Masters on my main account. But DNF Duel is gonna take priority the moment that game releases. That's the game I'm going to be fiending, to say the least. Anyways, I think this will be my last game. Oh, that's good to see me. Appreciate it. And likewise, whenever whenever I'm in your stream or whenever you come by. Come by here. Totally hitting sometimes in the future with the guys. I would be down, honestly. I'd be down. We just need a time for it to work out and such. And plan it all. We'll see how it works, but we'll see how it goes, though. Oh shoot. Okay, never mind, I'm doing one more. I don't want to go out that way. I'm not going out that way. Not that way. Of all the ways I could have gone now. Oh yeah, Phil. Also, this is also sort of another reason why I started streaming a little later than usual, but I did start on 86 before I started streaming. I got through the first episode, which is a bit to take in. Granted, it's first episode, so there's still a lot I need to learn. But the concept does have... the setting does have my interest so far. But I could tell, I remember at one point you mentioned there was a lot of info to take in during some parts of it, during some episodes. I can see where it's going to happen, but I'm pretty intrigued by what I've seen so far. Oh, it's in second season? Oh, okay, so I won't have to worry about it. But I can see where it'll take more information either way when we get deeper into it, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Oh, the episode you went back into watching. Okay. I'm still more or less taking my time with it for the time being though, because I finished watching the Scarlet Nexus anime, so I'm done with. So now I do have time to go into. I have a bit of time to put it into 86. I'm not in a rush to finish it because once I get to 86, once I finish 86, I do plan to start on Prince of Tennis, or technically go. Okay, fine. We're doing one more. Not like that either. I should have knew that guy was gonna grief me. Oh, you binged first season 1. Yeah. I did see it was only 11 episodes for season 1. I did see that. But I'll probably take my time with it, most likely. Depending on how things go. Oh, and actually another thing, so I know you haven't seen Hunter x Hunter yet, so I was actually looking into it, and well, the first thing I saw was when I looked up Hunter x Hunter. The moment I saw the main character, I was like, "Oh, so that's the character that was from that I saw in Jump Force." Because I had no idea that character I saw from Jump Force was from Hunter x Hunter. I didn't even look at it until recently, so I had no idea how the characters looked like. I did look at it a bit, and I've heard good things about it. Yeah, I didn't know who the character was, so like once I saw him, I was like, oh, so that's the character that they used in Jump Force. This is where he's from. But I did look at Hunter x Hunter, and I know people are saying a lot of good things about it. Obviously, that one person we know that talks about it. Honestly, I can see myself watching at some point, but it's not the same situation with you. I pretty much will have to be in the mood for it to watch it. Which I can't judge of how good or bad it is, but I'm just not interested in seeing it as of now. Oh, it doesn't work here. But this one is just... Well, fuck that guy that griefed me, but... one more. One more until I... Well, dude, I want one more I make it to the finals, at least. I did see a few clips of Hunter x Hunter just to see how it would look like, and I probably will watch it at some point down the line, preferably whenever they actually decide to finish it, which who knows when that'll be. But until then, I think I can put Hunter x Hunter on the back burner for now. Oh, this again. Okay, yeah. Respawns just work for this. The one game mode, extreme mode, doesn't work for some reason. I have no idea why. But for the time being, pretty much 86 and Prince of Tennis are probably going to take priority for the time being. And then afterwards, I might go back to watch some K-dramas that I haven't watched yet. Because Kingdom is actually one I've been wanting to watch for a bit, but around that time was when I started to get back into anime. After I watched Vagabond. Can grab in time. Oh well. Easy. Who's this? Oh yeah, and another thing I've actually been meaning to watch is actually the rebuild movies for Evangelion. Or Evangelion, how you pronounce it. Which I used to have access to the first 3 movies. But now I don't remember my password for the school thing for the thing we use for my school. So unfortunately, rip that. But I'll get to it all eventually. Cause I actually really did enjoy it when I watched. Well, I had to watch the first rebuild movie for anime class. The other movies were optional. And when they announced the Evangelion 4 movie was going to get delayed, I ended up watching the original anime after, which it was something to say the least. But I really enjoyed it for what it was. Yep, anime class. Phil knows I went to the same school Phil went, and I didn't take it the same year he did, but I did learn there was an anime class for it, which actually counted for an upper division GE that I did need, so I took it then. So I think when Phil and another friend I know took it, they were pretty much focused on certain studios, I think. When I took it though, they started focusing more on movies though, which I thought was really nice. And it's just pretty much seeing the deep, meaning behind some things in the anime movie and such. Seeing deeper things, basically, to my knowledge, from what I remember. Like, we would read some kind of article, I think, about like said director for the film, something like that. When I took it, as well as obviously watching the movies, and then our exams would pretty much be. Well, this was our planned exam before the whole COVID hit, because before quarantine started. But basically, the first one, we just had to do short essays about the movies we watch and how it connects to something. It was a pretty easy class too, obviously. So it was the one class I had that I was able to chill to. Like, it wasn't like just watching anime and like not learning the language, obviously, but just looking at tones and like deeper meanings and stuff and such between the kinds of stuff we watch. And funny enough, in that anime class, I actually met someone that actually liked Kiseki too. Unfortunately, because of going virtual, I didn't really get to interact with him as much. But I thought it was pretty nice. Ha, get fucked. Not now. Don't you dare grief me, or because I will grief you back. Ha, that's what you get, bitch. Okay, another one is begin on dub now. You see when you get to see a shower? Nice. Oh wow, we went for 2.5 hours too. A little longer than I wanted to, but oh well, this was a very nice stream to chill and talk about stuff I didn't get to talk about for the past few days. Okay, so one friend I know that's streaming is actually still streaming, so I'll probably rage him. But anyways, tonight was a very chill stream that I wanted. Like, I could have been doing DNF Duel, but it doesn't hurt to chill whenever you're not feeling it. Which, hey, I put in a good amount of time in DNF Duel, so I'm happy with how things have gone. Anyways, that'll be it for me for tonight. As I mentioned earlier, no stream tomorrow because I'm probably gonna be tired going to the office and back. But I'll be back Wednesday with more Chrono Cross, assuming it releases. It's available at 9 PM that night. Not sure if it exactly is then, but we'll see. But anyways, for anyone that stopped by, thank you for watching. And I'll see you all Wednesday. So then, take care everyone, and have a good night.